So, guys, it's been really awesome, like bringing in new guests and like having new people to talk to, kind of exploring, broadening our space a little bit. I do
Yeah,
want to tell you
totally.
something about tonight's guest, though.
Mm.
So, I'm restaffing my entire store at work. We all know about that. I'm telling a whole bunch of new employees I've been getting into gas station boner pills in the past few days. It's been a bit of an HR problem.
Welcome in the winter. You were with me. A cold night, a warm smile. We were carefree. But Friday night, a catastrophe. You fell apart right in front of me. Over it all, but under the weather, we'll pick up the pieces that don't fit together. Over it all, but under the weather. It's not getting better. Over it all, but under the weather, we'll pick up the pieces that don't fit together. Over it all. Quiet!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday night. It's What the Show. I'm one of our co-hosts. My name is AJ Lancaster.
Hello. We are the Dirty Shirleys tonight because that's what we're drinking.
When you find Cherry 7-Up on BOGO, you also go get vodka.
You go buy cheap vodka and you make Dirty Shirleys, and it's a good way to live your life. Unless, of course, you don't drink, and in which case, keep on keeping on, and you can have your regular Shirleys. But hi, yeah, it is us. It is Wednesday night. We are juiceless tonight.
Yeah, Juice is self-proclaimed having one of the wildest weeks of his life. So.
I'm very intrigued for these stories, so we're gonna find out. But this has been a good week. We've got to hang out with AJ 2 nights in a row because last night we were in Cousin Rob and Lego's show, discussing action movies. I think you all probably know how it ended. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's on the Rob Fishbeck Network. But yeah, so I'm just plugging our show we did last night, but it was fun. We had a really good time.
Absolutely. Real quick, AJ, why don't you tell everybody for the Streamlabs what we're doing?
Yeah.
So streamlabs.com/whattheshow/tip. As you might know, none of the donations to this channel go to improving the quality of the program. No, they go to a good cause. And this month we are funding the Snack List. The Snack List, a fund for WGA strikers to buy them coffee, get them lunch, keep those people out on those picket lines fed. We support unions here, and we support the WGA and all future industry strikes because it looks like there might be more than one. But
Keep on, y'all.
Yeah. And with that,
you want to know? Someone wrote that. And that's why we support them.
yes. Daniel Stern wrote and directed, I believe.
That's correct.
Yeah, I think he did write and direct. Yeah, that's true.
But that's another story.
And he's probably getting no royalties from it. So, go on.
We are responsible for a good portion of the royalties for that piece.
Yeah,
that was on Tubi, right? They get ad revenue royalties. We helped. We helped.
He probably got a whole 3 cents from the 3 of us watching. So nice. We're doing our best out here.
So teased up top, we've got somebody new to the program. Somebody that I've been bumping his music all week long, but also part of the Nerd Shit podcast. Doing some awesome stuff. Mr. Sam Wilson. How are we doing, Falcon?
I'm very happy to be part of a podcast that we can refer to as the program. I think that whenever you pronounce it the program, I think that it just adds a certain authenticity to it.
A gravitas.
A gravitas, yes, a gravitas, yes.
100%. The program.
It's not a slip of the tongue that happened from watching too much McAfee. No.
Yeah. No, not at all.
So
last night in the comments, or last night I was drinking wine.
And
I saw that someone in the comments was like, drink that wine, girl. And I was like, that's oddly disturbing. So I hope if anyone's watching tonight, they enjoy watching me drink out of this. I don't know what they're going to say, but
drink that tiki, girl.
Yeah, drink that tiki, girl. Get that tiki. It was very disturbing.
I just got a very generic, refillable Contigo water bottle I've had for several years. And it does the job for me, you know.
And fantastic. I respect that. I do respect that. 100%. Oy vey.
So for those who don't know, AJ did mention, Sam, you have two pretty big projects that you have been involved in. So why don't you just tell everybody who might not be familiar about both of them?
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and start with the Nerd Shit podcast, since I think probably a lot of the people watching this show might be interested in that. But it's basically it's a project that two college buddies of mine started a little over 2 years ago. We started at the beginning of 2021, and it's basically a deep dive spoiler review podcast for kind of the for you Schmodown fans, what you would call the inner geekdom movies. And sometimes we expand a little bit, we kind of fudge that a little bit, but anything Marvel, anything DC, Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, we've done all of those franchises, and we do it while trying to, I guess, trying to have dissenting opinions, but be able to express that to each other in non-toxic ways and in constructive ways, but also being able to talk shit and make a lot of jokes, hence the nerd shit. So,
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's hard to be non-toxic in the nerd culture, but it is possible.
Well, and that was kind of how we had the idea to do it, because my friend Liz Torrey, who is one of the hosts with the podcast with me, we were having a discussion on Facebook about The Last Jedi, and Liz and I are on completely opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to that movie. Actually, I think Liz has come around a little bit on that movie, but it used to be myself on the side of people who love that movie, and Liz completely hated it. But I think Liz is actually kind of evened out a little bit. But that was how but we were able to kind of talk about it in a way where it's like we kind of actually were able to see each other's point of view. And so that kind of gave us the idea of maybe we should do a podcast where we talk about this. And then I feel like my good buddy Zach, who I've known for several years, and it is like I live with him, he's my roommate and everything, but we brought him in as kind of like, because like Liz and I tend to be on the very polarizing ends of a lot of things. I feel like Zach comes in as like just the even-tempered, middle path in a lot of ways. So I think the three of us kind of balance each other out really well. But we've been doing it for 2.5 years almost, and I think it gets better and better the longer we do it. So that's an audio only podcast. We've done video segments of it in the past. We've dabbled in that for like kind of news shows. But the main podcast is something you can download on Spotify or like any of the podcast platforms. So you can listen to it. Yeah.
The link tree is in the description of this video. So
oh my God,
thank you. Thank you so much, Mike. Yeah, definitely follow the link tree, and it has all of our social medias, as well as like where you can actually listen to the podcast itself on all the different platforms. So it's a good thing if you want to just like, if you want something to listen to like while you're driving, while you're working out, whatever, And they tend to run an hour to an hour and a half long each usually.
Do you know what I just learned the other day? You have to pay for Linktree. How did I not know that?
Because we've never used it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
The most basic free, like there is a basic free version of it, which I believe is actually the version that I'm using. But it has somewhat limited. I need to look at what the difference is, but there is a free version that you can use.
I just think like what a weird thing to make cost money. Like it's just a place to be able to put. I mean, I guess why create something unless you can make money off it? But still, I'm like, what a weird thing to like profit off of.
Yeah, I guess there'd be a more prominent free version if like we get away with it. But
true.
Oh, but yeah, and the other thing, the one that I've been hyped on is gas station boner pills. Which
so yeah, let's get into this. This is a project I started with two other friends of mine, Misha and Sean, who are both guys. They're actually they lived in Ohio before they lived. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and but now the three of us all live in Atlanta, and I've known them for a couple of years at this. I think I've actually known them for about 2 years at this point, but we started this thing a little more than a year ago. It's also probably about a year and a half ago, actually. I think we formed it I want to say like November or December of 2021, and we did our first show in February of 22. But it's a comedy punk band that we literally started this thing. I've been in bands for years. I play guitar. You can see guitars back there. Like I've played guitar for years. I've been in bands before. Sean, our drummer, has been playing punk drums for years. Misha, our bass player and kind of main singer yeller, he has no background with bands at all.
Really?
Interesting. You say that.
He had a project before the band, which was a kind of a comedic EDM, like auto-tune singer songwriter type thing. But he doesn't like, and he'll be the first one to say it's like he doesn't consider himself like a musician, but he's actually got, like, I've been teaching him how to play bass. He's gotten really good at bass.
He has a charisma though. Like watching, we're gonna show two of the videos. We're gonna react, but
his charisma is definitely what kind of carries him for a lot of this stuff. He's definitely kind of like, we all front different songs, but he's kind of our main, I guess, front man in a lot of ways. So,
yeah, I mean, isn't your voice an instrument in and of itself?
Well, it definitely, and when it comes to like the style of music that obviously Gas Station Motor Pills is, it's not necessarily about like how you sing in terms of like your pitch or anything like that. It's more about how you sing in terms of how you present it.
Yeah,
how I always looked at punk rock.
His style, like I feel like he is slowly getting more melodic, but his style, you'll see it when we play the videos. But his style is more the yelling kind of singing. But for the kind of, because like we're like straight up old school punk. Is what we are.
Just a little dirty, really funny.
Just very dirty. Yeah, and it's all, again, we started the band as a joke. We honestly didn't think this would still be a thing a year and a half later, but people like it. We've done a bunch of shows. We just did 2 shows this past weekend. We're about to take it on tour. And we went on a little tour at the end of last year. We're about to go on our second tour for we just released a new EP called Average Dick Energy. So definitely check it out. I mean, that's pretty par for the course as far as like how we kind of name things. We have a song called My Dad's Dick is Bigger Than Mine. We have a song like, it's like, so yeah.
I do have a question about one of your songs because I know you had it. Did you write Cocaine Bear before or after you knew about the movie?
That was a shameless trying to capitalize on the movie.
Okay.
And I will completely admit that. I wasn't even like completely, I'm not gonna say I was against it, but I was just like, okay, like we need to release a song, whatever. Let's just do a shameless cash in on the movie. But that was like, the Cocaine Bear, like that was when the first trailer came out. I was like, we think this is a funny idea. Let's make a song about this. So, but no, it was done as a reaction to the movie coming out. We released it, I think, a couple weeks before the movie actually came out.
I remember seeing you guys posting about it, like when the movie came out, you were posting the video again.
Yeah,
I recall seeing that, but I just laughed when I saw that, and I just had that curiosity. But you turned it out pretty quick, I guess, once the trailer came out. Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, that's what we're also really fast with how we operate. We have a couple of studios that we record our songs at in Atlanta, and we're pretty lucky that the people that we work, the producers and mixers that we work with, are pretty quick with their turnaround. And our music videos, we make our own music videos. All 3 of us in the band are all in the film industry. Right. I'm an actor, writer, director. Misha's a director, a videographer. Sean's an actor and a writer. So like that's really how we all know each other, is through film. And so we make, and we have a bunch of friends who are all film crew people. So like we make all of our music videos in house.
The quality is astounding.
Yeah, well, yeah, I absolutely. I mean, Misha like really knows what he's doing as far as like the videography side of it, and like, and we've worked with some friends who are also really good DPs and stuff like that. So
yeah, like I mean, especially like I was just watching before we got on. The one for undercover cop vibes is fantastic, and Milkshake is just.
Well, Milkshake one that Sam said to show. So AJ, do you have the ability to pull those up?
You want me to pull them up?
Yeah, because
oh my God, we have our man in the chair tonight. We don't have juice.
We don't have a guy with the broadband connection. That's the real
that's
problem.
true.
Yeah, ours goes in and out, but we're gonna show Sam sent two. One that came out today, right?
Yeah, so I Hate Your Cat just came out today. Yeah, and that's the first track from the new EP.
Nice. So we'll show that, and we're gonna show Milkshake, and then we'll talk about kind of react to the video as they're both videos as they're playing live. We'll talk about that some more, and but with the touring in where are you playing in Ohio?
So on Friday night, we're going to be playing in the 5 o'clock lounge in Cleveland. Saturday is going to be Akron. It's Buzz something is the name of the venue. I need to look up the name of the venue. I should have had this in front of me, but it's going to be Akron. I'll plug it. And again, if you follow us on our socials, we'll plug that as well. But we always announce our tour dates, but it's going to be Akron on Saturday, and Sunday we're going to be playing Columbus. So it's going to be Cleveland, Akron, Columbus. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I think I've got it already queued up here. So it's going to be a screen share to the YouTube link. Right here. And
we notoriously have internet that goes in and out, so it's easier if somebody else does it.
Thanks, Comcast. Let's also see what other random
audio
things that AJ did.
audio?
Yeah, the audio's there. Yeah.
The boys, they want my milkshake.
Oh, milkshake brings all the boys to the earth. They're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I can teach you.
This had to be so much fun to shoot.
Oh yeah, this was a fun shoot. This is a really fun shoot.
Hey, hey. My milkshake bring all the boys to the yard. Oh, they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I can teach you, but I have to try. My milkshake bring all the boys to the yard. They're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I can teach you, but I have to try.
Just the layers here.
Hey, hey. What are those boys up to? The boys are waiting. You don't know this part of the song, so go ahead and sing along. Yeah, go ahead and sing along. La 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 la, the boys are up. La 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 la, the boys are waiting. La 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 la, the boys are up. La 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 la, the boys are waiting. Bring all the boys to the yard. It's better than yours, damn right. It's better than yours, I can teach you, but I have to try. My milkshake bring all the boys to the yard. They're like, it's better than yours, damn right. It's better than yours, I can teach you.
I only have a few questions. Is anybody in this band lactose intolerant?
No. But our Sean's our drummer's girlfriend Shiloh, who goes on tour with us, is she can't do any dairy at all.
Oh wow!
We're getting called out for betraying Mortal Kombat fans.
But I have to charge my milkshake, bring all the boys to the yard. Damn right, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I can teach you, but I have to charge my milkshake, bring all the boys to the yard. Damn right, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I can teach you, but I have to charge my milkshake, bring all the boys to the yard. Damn right, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I can teach you, but I have to charge.
The important question here is, what was the milk budget?
I'd have to ask Misha. I think he bought all the milk. I think he bought a few gallons from Walmart or somewhere.
And the whipped cream. I mean, it's a decent amount of whipped cream being used.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I like though is like you can tell that there wasn't much, to make the video itself. Obviously, was done very, it's DIY, but it looks fantastic.
Yeah, no, yeah. People have said that, like that. I think that's actually one of our better made videos in terms. Like they all look great, but I think it's one of our better made videos in a lot of ways. yeah, that's probably our craziest video that we've done. It's like, I think Misha had the idea of like, because we had already been just doing this kind of parody cover of Milkshake, which like really the whole joke about us doing Milkshake is like everybody knows the chorus of that song, but nobody actually knows any of the verses to that song, and we kind of lean into that. And so like it's mostly just saying the chorus over and over again, but we but that it went over well whenever we played it live. So it's like, oh, let's record it as a single and let's do a music video for it. Misha had the idea of like, what if it's just milk everywhere, just milk. I think I had the idea, and I kind of stole this from a meme, but like kind of doing the idea of the guy making the milkshake in his kitchen is like, the boys, they're in the yard, they're after my milkshake, like, and that kind of became the way into that video. And that guy with the big gray beard, Thomas, is a friend of ours. He's actually been in a couple of our videos. He was the second single we ever released was called "The Last Dinosaur," and he played. It's basically about how the last dinosaur is just sad because his friends are all dead. But he in that video, like I'm also really proud of that video. But he plays the last dinosaur in that, and he's a really fun actor. That he's one of those guys that has a great look and a great kind of comic sensibility. So we always like putting him in our videos.
Nice. So we have one more clip that we need to share in conjunction with that real quick.
Sure.
I think that these two know what it is. Just one second. So.
Yes.
There we go.
Partner video.
Oh, AJ. Making
This is to get your
even more
reaction,
people a
Sam.
Greg Thompson fan.
Why are you shaking that container?
I'm making a milkshake.
You have to shake it so hard.
Well, I think so. Sometimes I haven't shaken containers hard enough, and the milkshakes haven't been good.
I see.
For example, the last time I did it, the milkshake was good because I shook it hard. But the time before, it wasn't good because I didn't shake it hard enough.
He didn't.
So I feel like you can take the audio from that clip and have that play before you play the song live.
I think
that's
that-
great. No, that's hilarious. I actually haven't seen that before. So that didn't really that honestly took me back to my days playing Oblivion. Because I used to play Oblivion a lot, but like I think like the only flaw with it is like he needed to look more like straight down the barrel of the lens, and it needs to like zoom in just like uncomfortably close to his face, because that was always the case with like those Oblivion NPCs, but that's still like totally captured the awkwardness of like Elder Scrolls NPC dialogue,
So
it's like we literally summoned William with Greg Thompson. I love it.
So to give you context, At Home with English with Greg Thompson was a series of ESL second language videos made for public libraries in his small community in 1989.
Yeah.
People found these and uploaded them to the internet, and somebody put a full 24-hour loop of this hour and a half video.
Oh, so somebody just added the Oblivion thing on top of that. Okay, that wasn't okay. That makes sense. That actually makes it much funnier to me, actually.
It plays 24 hours on YouTube, and it's
my god,
everything is
amazing,
and illogical, and just dude, it's
gold.
We use the live stream as our Discord channel.
Yeah, we just have chats on the live stream sometimes for funsies.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
These are the weird things that if you hang out with AJ, you will inevitably watch. Oh, by the way, AJ, I recommended after we finished and enjoyed Jury Duty to a friend, and they said to thank you for the recommendation because they loved it so much.
Have you heard about this Jury Duty? Have you seen this?
I don't think I know this. Hang on.
Oh,
it's new.
It's new, but it's quality. If you're looking for things to watch while you're like on the road,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're gonna be on the road for like 12 hours tomorrow. Probably.
It's on.
We're down for it.
Freebie, so you don't have to pay for anything. You just watch it, through Freebie. It's 8 episodes. You tell it, AJ.
Yeah, AJ explains it very well.
So it's basically So yeah, they mentioned it's on Amazon Freebie, so kind of like the Crackle version of Amazon Prime. So it's like The Office, except for it's all these people on jury duty, right? It's just crazy situations. Except for imagine like one of those people isn't an actor. They think it's
Okay.
real.
Okay, cool. That's
so
fun.
like imagine like if like when they made The Office, they hired a guy and made him think that he worked for Dunder Mifflin.
Okay.
It's very entertaining.
And James Marsden is in it as himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
An
I'm
unhinged
intrigued.
version.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
An unhinged version of himself.
It is very good and it just sucks you in. And it's so easy to watch because it's 8 episodes and they're like 30 minutes. You're just like
they're 22 minutes, but the commercials
Right.
make 30. So it's you can finish the whole thing on like 2 states. of
Yeah.
your trip.
2 states.
Oh yeah, no, like we're gonna be on the road for so long. I mean, we a lot of times when we're on the road for like the entire day. Have you guys heard of the Northern Boys?
Mm-mm.
Okay, if I drop a link into the
Private chat.
Into the chat, can we pull it up real quick?
Sure.
Yeah,
if I can find it real quick.
Why can I not access our private chat?
I don't know. Wait, hold on. I want to see if I can.
Yeah, we're
We
good.
can. Why can't you? That's weird. What?
I have
Right.
all the other powers. Oh wait,
Yeah, there you go.
All the other
It's working on our end.
got
Okay,
it.
There
I
you go.
just
I see it.
dropped it. Yeah.
Okay.
Can
So-
you see it, AJ?
Yep.
Okay.
Weird.
I'm gonna give you no context for this.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh God, I'm excited
Yes.
now.
Yes.
That's how we like it.
That's how we
Yeah.
roll.
There are
AJ
kind
just
of
dropped
people.
that Greg Thompson clip on us one night. We had Taylor Cleek, who on Schmodown played Rick Radis, and he just dropped that on us with no warning and
Nice.
blew our mind.
Boy, did it turn into
was-
a weird.
It was our
rabbit
man
hole.
on the street. So every time we got a Streamlabs
Yeah.
donation, we cut to the man on the street, and it was another Greg Thompson clip.
Go back to our man on the street, Greg Thompson. All right.
Okay. So, maybe a little bit more volume on this one. I try not to blast it out.
Don't wanna fall in love, I just wanna get fucked. Traveling mountains is edible stuff. Heroin, ketamine, jelly bean, pot. Shove it in my brain, get it all mixed up. Like wow, I'm a troubled soul. I'm living in a studio flat that's covered in moles. Go outside just to shout to strangers and I crawl in a hole like an ugly mole. I love drugs and sketchy pills, and my favourite ones are the ones that kill quickly. When I go when my loved ones miss me, well the answer's no. Chuck my corpse in a big main road, turn my head to a powdered skull. Let rain pour, turn that to mulch, and that's the last scene of the Patrick show. If glue gone paste on my face is plastic, having a gangbang to Jackson 5. I'm a ratchet guy, lost my wife for a black goodbye. No, don't talk to me unless it's an emergency. I gotta take a number 3. That's a piss and a shit and a wank in a tree. I said, hello there, can I fill your hole? She took one look and she told me no. I got a wife at home and she hates me. I sleep outside cause she makes me. Big bowl of the cocaine, that's me breakfast. I tried crack once, I just wanted to test it and I'm hooked now. I could marry my pipe, my wife wouldn't care, she just wants me to die. It's party time, get your drugs out. If you wanna make love, get your muffs out. It's party time, get your drugs out. Do you wanna make love to a sad old man? It's party time, get your drugs out. If you wanna make love, get your muffs out. It's party time, get your drugs out. Do you wanna make love to a sad old man? I said a hip, a hop, a hip, I dip my dick in the salsa dip on a Taco Tuesday. Get us back on your boob legs. Feel free to say no. All bean and full of beans. I got a Yamaha keyboard drum machine. I got like a patch on my dungarees. I said, girl, can I get your number, please? Hang myself in the neighbor's garden. When he comes back, that's a nice surprise. Let the darkness just take your soul. Listen up, child, close your eyes. Just pull it out, don't cut me hair. Take my face, stub a cig right there. I'm a dirty, wretched man. Call me granddad, cause I fucked your nan. What's the worth? Fuck the universe till it hurts. I'm not used to these kinds of mental health issues. I just want to live in a church and find peace upon me blame. Jesus, please just stop me pain. I know you think that this is a game, but it's not. Now watch me walk away. I'm a love machine, I don't know when to stop. I got a mouse trap here that can make me cock. Thinking leg with a mighty blues. In the club, two-stepping with my black school shoes. Munching meat in my boot-cut jeans. Chuck it on bread with a bit of knob cheese. Taste it, would you like your bite? Give the clap to your wife and a wave goodnight. It's party time, get your drugs out. If you want to make love, get your muffs out. It's party time, get your drugs out. Do you want to make love to a sad old man? It's party time, get your drugs out. If you want to make love, get your muffs out. It's party time, get your drugs out. Do you want to make love to a sad old man?
This will be the Jake Yakoveta theme in like 10 years.
Yes.
That's
We'll never
wild.
forgive you, Kevin.
So literally, like these two, these two old British rappers, these two white old British rappers who just like came out of nowhere, released that song. Since then, they've done 2 more songs. Yeah, and they're just our favorite thing in the world now. We just like every time we go on tour. We have to just like cycle through their songs like once every like few hours, like just
Right.
while we're driving. Like we go through other music, but we always have to come back. We always start with the Northern Boys on every new leg of every trip. Like we just have to do it. It just
You're
sets
like-
the mood.
When
It's
you cross
christening
the
the
state
shit.
line in celebration, like each time. You
Exactly,
cross the line.
exactly. We might do that actually.
I think that would be
Love to a
fantastic.
sad old man.
Yeah.
Best book.
I mean, you can't beat that hook. You can't beat that hook.
Yes.
Oh my God, that is funny. Too funny.
Remember when we used to talk about movies here?
Sometimes we do still, occasionally.
Well, was
I
gonna
would
say
talk
there
about
is-
box
There
office.
is news we could talk about potentially, and you know what started filming today is fucking Beetlejuice 2.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
That is
So-
very wild to me.
So this is going to be a bad Writers Guild strike movie.
Yeah.
This is going to be a Quantum of Solace situation.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Or like
Well, the other
X-Men
thing,
Origins.
the other thing that I think about is, you know, between Beetlejuice 2 and got The Flash, where Michael Keaton is playing Batman again. When are we getting Mr. Mom 2?
There we
is
go.
my question.
There we go.
Like,
Grandma.
Mr. Grandpa.
Mr. Grandma.
Oh yes,
Yeah, I
Mr.
guess
Grandma.
that's
That's true,
true.
Mr.
Mr.
Grandma.
Grandma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be Mr. Grandma.
Like there was already that Zac Efron Mr. Mom reboot or remake.
Wait, I
That's a
don't
thing
even
that happened.
remember that. When did that happen?
I don't remember that either.
Like a year or two ago, we joked about it and never watched it.
Was it Zac Efron? Because I know they did a TV show. I didn't think it was Zac Efron, but it was somebody
double
though.
check.
It was but they did. It was like a show. I think it was on like Peacock or something.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sounds
yeah,
really
there was a
Peacock would
TV
do.
show. Okay. I thought I
Wait,
saw
who
a
was in it?
poster.
I don't. None of this is ringing any bells.
Yeah, I'm at a loss.
It
right
didn't
I
get,
also
it
can't say
didn't
that
get a
I've
lot of
watched
publicity.
it.
I happened to stumble upon the fact that it existed, but it didn't get a lot of publicity.
That's her.
And I think it got canceled like immediately.
Poor Mr. Mom reboot
Yeah.
TV show, except not really, because I'm sure you weren't good.
So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Mom couldn't make a movie like that these days.
yeah.
Nope.
I don't even know what that has to do with anything, sir.
He's getting pelted with balls.
Oh, Jesus.
No,
Oh, you know what was on? It was the first original series on Vudu. That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, so they were trying to get it. They were trying to get into that. That's why nobody ever heard of it because it was on Vudu of all things. And like I
Yeah.
use that to watch digital movies all the time, but it's just like
Yeah, they're not
No
going
one's,
for
no
original.
one's watching their original content. The original.
Yeah,
Voodoo
no.
content.
yeah, it's like Roku. Hit me with a Weird Al and then I'll check it out. You know.
what's
Yeah,
funny
exactly.
is the show doesn't even have its own Wikipedia entry. It's a footnote at the bottom of the movie entry of Mr. Mom. It doesn't even have its own page, which is hilarious to me.
That's
But no,
what
it
you
came out.
know.
Oh, it came out 2019. Okay, came out
So that was
2019.
Oh
before
my
you.
God.
Okay.
One season, 11 episodes. Yeah.
Listen here, Jake Yacovetta. One day,
Hey, it's Lacavetta.
you're right. Jake Lacavetta. One day we'll watch.
Jake Jacovetta.
Listen here,
Is
you
it an L? I always thought it was an I. What?
It's an L.
It's an L. It's
You
an
heard
L.
it here first.
Whatever.
It's an L.
He's gonna tell you it's not.
He's gonna swear it's an I.
But
He's going to get so mad.
I've always said it as Yacovetta. I've always said it like that. But
yeah, he's going to get so mad if you insist on the truth, but we know the truth.
But we know the truth, Jake. We know the
We
truth.
know the truth. Mr.
I've seen the
Lacavetta.
birth certificate.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
you did show it to us.
I'm
We asked
learning
very
something new
nicely,
today.
he obliged.
I'm learning something new on this day.
See, he's lying right now.
God, Jake, what do we tell you? Honesty is very important here, okay?
You're among friends.
Yeah, you're among friends. You don't have to make these lies up.
So Sam actually was one of the witnesses to the infamous Robert Parker picking Jake up.
Yeah, that's true. Which is
was
That's
in the park
right. That is
there's
right.
nothing to
Yes,
live
I
on
remember that.
infamy.
We brought that up so many times on this show.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah,
Iconic.
Robert Parker, who is, good 6-7 inches shorter than Jake, is the person who goes to pick him up as one of the funniest
Also,
sights.
I don't know if you've ever tried to pick up someone who is drunk, but it's straight up dead weight. So
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Jake
Not a good
weighs 85 pounds.
I mean, it is, which
I
is
find
I
mostly
find that surprising.
Bud Light.
I've picked him up before, so
I'm
It's really
surprised
hard.
Jake doesn't weigh 85 pounds because I have very rarely seen that man eat, as I've discussed with him numerous times. I have seen it a few times now.
He did eat.
He's
at
like,
our,
beer has
our
calories. I can live off that, right?
Yeah, like that counts for something.
Yeah.
Crab
He
cakes.
went-
We
He
saw
went
the
into
crab
the prime
cakes.
rib at the rehearsal dinner.
Atlanta is actually probably the first time I ever saw him eat. He ate at our rehearsal dinner.
He had to
I saw him eat at Epcot.
Yep.
There was a lot going on at the wedding. I'm sure he did eat, but I probably
He
didn't
ate at the
notice.
wedding. The rehearsal dinner, though, he attacked that
Yeah.
prime rib.
So it's been a handful of times now that I've seen him eat, but I don't know. Atlanta was a momentous moment because it was the first time I'd ever witnessed that man actually pick up a piece of food and eat it. I really thought he did just live on that diet of Bud Light. So what
Yeah.
can you say?
When you guys were talking about the Atlanta live show a little bit right before we went live, and it has my thing that I'm always going to remember about like the early days of the pandemic, right before everything shut down, and it was the SEN live like the week afterwards. Kate Mulligan was on and talking about how Christian handed her a mask. He was like, "Here, we need to put these on." He's like, "Why?" It's like, my wife's making me do it. It's the coronavirus thing. And she's like, "Oh, really? A fucking coronavirus?" Like, thought it was a beer joke, and she was making something up to fuck with her. And like they wore a mask on the plane
And then
ride
he's like,
home.
"Oh shit!" He was
And
on.
then afterwards, it was like, "Oh shit, it's real."
That's
Yeah,
right. I
everyone-
did like it. It's funny. It's like we always remember everything shutting down, that second week of March. But like I do remember starting to hear the rumbling about coronavirus. Yeah, for like a couple of months beforehand. Yeah.
It was there big time at the event. Like,
yeah, people were definitely starting to get nervous about it, especially
Yeah.
because people were, conjugating like in a group and stuff.
Not only
Yeah.
that, like we were in a symphony hall that had multiple auditoriums. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
just that event going on. There was the bigger stuff. There was the actual symphony hall. We were in the smaller of the auditoriums. There were several thousand people all congregated right there at that particular night. And then
Absolutely.
we're all going to bars that are overcrowded, and
Yeah. But yeah, I remember it was very funny. Mike and I worked at a theme park at the time. Hey, what's up, Universal? And so we traveled to Atlanta, and my dad had been watching the news, and he was like, "I really don't like you traveling right now. Like be careful, be safe, like traveling about." And I said, "Daddy, you realize I work at a theme park? Like I'm way more likely to pick it up where I work at home, where people travel from all over the world, than I am in Atlanta." And he was like, "Oh shit, yeah, I guess that's true."
Yeah.
And technically, when you did get COVID, it was involving people traveling from across the country and being in a theme park.
I wasn't home. I was in Orlando when I did catch it. I never did catch it when traveling. So there you go, everyone. The lesson is travel, okay? Clearly, So I mean, obviously, Sam going on your tour in Ohio, I think is the right call.
Yeah.
Staying at home, not safe. Just kidding.
I finally got COVID last September. I to my knowledge, I hadn't got it before that, but I finally got COVID last September. But I got it at a film festival, in Georgia. It was in Milledgeville, Georgia, so it was like 2 hours away from Atlanta. But yeah, but it was I was triple boosted at that point. It honestly was very mild when I got it.
Yeah, I was double, and I'd gotten a booster, so it wrecked me though. I was rough.
Yeah.
I feel pretty fortunate because like it was not pleasant, but obviously compared to other people's cases, the fact that I was like fully vaccinated and boosted, it was like not too shabby for me. Also, I like that you just threw out another city in Georgia because.
Oh, here we go. Yes. I'm gonna grab another drink. I'll be right back.
Wait, do you even know what I'm telling? I don't even know if he knows what I'm telling.
I think I do.
But anyways, in my job now, so we recently moved to Georgia, and in my job now, people, I have to help people be referred. People travel very far to Savannah to come get treatment, and I have to refer people out to other places sometimes, and people just act like I know the entire geography of Georgia, and I fucking don't. And so they'll just like shout out cities to me, and they're like, "Yeah, we came from such and such," and I'm like, "And where is that?" I'm on Google, being like, "Where is?" So yeah, so people just say for a small state, there is a lot of cities and a lot of counties, and I'm just
there's a lot of counties. There's a lot of counties
a lot
in Georgia.
of effing counties. This is
okay.
Fun fact, AJ, Nebraskan here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, this is wild to me. So 50 states, right? The state that has the most counties, Texas. That makes sense. Texas is a very big state. They have like 207. Georgia is the number 2 state with 159 counties. Okay. It is not that big. Why is there 159 counties in this goddamn state?
But think about the populations of Atlanta and Savannah at least, right? Nebraska has 93. There's 93 in Nebraska.
So Florida has 67 counties. I looked this up now, obviously, because I'm fascinated by this. And
bring up the map.
I don't bring up where's Juice to bring up the map? And I don't understand. I don't like California is big. Florida is big. Why does Georgia have so many goddamn counties? Someone explain me a thing.
To control the vote. And
I was gonna say gerrymandering, probably.
There's a lot of gerrymandering in this state. I will say that.
There's the map.
Like, do you all see the size of Georgia? It is nothing. Do you see Arizona? Do you see California? Do you see, like, if you said, oh, they have 159 counties, I'd be like, yeah.
I mean, compared to Texas, we're nothing. I will say that. Definitely compared to Texas, we're nothing.
Georgia's about middle. I'd say it's like, I don't know the specifics, but I'd say it's above the.
I feel we're a mid-sized state. Yeah.
It's wide, so it's like it's not Rhode Island. Like, it's decently sized, but. Anyways, and this has been Geography with Bethany, everyone. I hope you really enjoyed it. Okay. But these are things that blow my mind. I'm like, what?
I'll just tell you the main cities in Georgia, definitely Atlanta and Savannah, obviously.
Yeah.
Macon.
I know Athens.
Athens. I was gonna say Athens. Those are kind of the big ones. Like there's a lot of like kind of mid-sized, like
it's not far from us.
What's that?
Statesboro. A lot of people commute from Statesboro to work in Savannah.
And I hear Alpharetta a lot, which I know is not far from Atlanta.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like there's a lot of those cities that are more kind of like they're part of the metro Atlanta area. So places like Alpharetta, Duluth, Decatur. That's where I live in the Decatur area.
Okay, that I've heard of. Oh, the train takes you to that, doesn't it? Like, can't you get to Decatur from the train?
Yeah, like you're talking about the public transit in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Decatur's one stop. Yeah, it is one stop on the train. Yeah.
Took it to Taylor Swift concert. I know that line now.
Oh yeah. That just happened like last weekend, didn't it? Or some releases. Yeah.
Me and the Marta, we're tight now.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Gold Leader lives in Decatur.
He might.
I think he does. Yeah.
I actually have run into Alex and Molly Damon a couple of times, and I think they told me, I haven't met Gold Leader, but they told me that Gold Leader lives in Decatur. I think so. Yeah.
Oh, what's his address? Can we say
Yes,
that?
please.
We're just gonna dox him right now. Oh my god,
Can we-
terrible.
Yeah.
Can we talk
That
about his
is
favorite places to
terrible.
go? Or
But I've literally run into Alex and Molly just randomly several times just living in Atlanta,
Yeah.
which is cool whenever I run into those two. But I mean, they barely remember me every time I run into them. But yeah,
They are
like,
so many
Okay.
fucking people.
that's the thing. They meet so many people. Like I never take it personally, but
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
just go up to Alex and ask him how many horns are on Darth Maul's head. Just,
yeah.
He'll know that, you know. That's so funny.
oh,
God.
Schmodown. Now I'm like kind of nostalgic for Schmodown. I kind of want to go like watch some matches. Like
I was kind of thinking that. It's like maybe I'll finally watch that last season. Actually, go back.
Have you watched any of Benny and Moose yet, Sam?
Any what?
Benny and Moose Save America, which is Brother Lomas and Mark Moose Haas.
No, I
started
have
their own
not
trivia
watched
show.
that actually. I probably need to.
The
Yeah.
channel's called The Last American Heroes.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna get him plug in.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We love Benny Moose.
They've got a lot of previous competitors. We've actually played in a teams match. What the Show played against Cousin Ryan, who's one of their hosts. We did a teams match against them. A lot of old Schmodown people are on it. It's a little bit different of a format. A lot of fun. Benny is the funniest person, I think, in terms of like pure off the cuff. He is. We had him on the show in character as Brother Lomas. It is the hardest I've laughed in years.
Nice.
stuff like he dropped something about Wallace Shawn, God rest his soul, and then I just looked up and was like, Wallace Shawn's alive.
This is really funny. We'll play the other version to go out. We have two versions of our theme song. We'll play the other one. You'll hear Benny say that. Benny said that off the cuff on our show and turned it into Schmodown canon.
It's been a weird running joke now, and I'm happy to say that we were there on the day that it was born.
I saw
Nice.
him die.
So he told us.
I'm just saying, one day Wallace Shawn is obviously going to die because that's what happens to all of us. And I'm going to both be sad, and it's also going to be very funny to me. And I feel bad about that. Like, I feel bad that someone's death is going to be a joke to me.
So he came onto our show as Benny for the first time because he was on as Brother Lomas first, and then he came on as himself as Benny, and he's been on our show many times. We love Benny, but like he got a question about Princess Bride in the last season of Schmodown, and
well, spoilers, he hasn't won. No, I'm just kidding.
we brought it up, and he's like, dude, there was fireworks going off in my head as soon as I heard the question. And he said, like, as he answered the question, I think Princess Bride was the answer, and he's like, featuring the late great Wallace Shawn, and Mark Ellis's look on his face was so good.
It was probably like,
He had no
Wallace
fucking
Shawn's not
clue,
dead.
and it was what the show kept.
And here's the thing about Wallace Shawn is he's like not really been active in Hollywood in a while, and he's just old enough that you're like, that could be true, that you then do feel the need to like look it up. You're like, it could be true that he's dead.
So the reason I know he's alive is because I watched the TV show Young Sheldon, that he has a recurring role on that show. So he has been on that. He's not doing too much else right now, but he has been on that show pretty regularly.
Like what has Wallace Shawn done? And like he was in a few movies in the 90s, either early 2000s. He was still pretty active.
He did a fair amount in the late 90s.
I mean, every time they make a new Toy Story, he shows as Rex. You know,
that is true. He does still have that going for him. Yeah, they're never going to stop making those.
And then if I try to remember if he's in a movie, it's like, wait, was it him or Clint Howard?
Yes.
Clint Howard. I'm a big Clint Howard fan, so every time I hear his name, that just makes me happy.
Best person in that family, the best talent too.
Oh, Clint Howard's going on next year's Heroes list. I'm adding him right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, he has not had a recent run of failures like his older brother. Younger? Which one? I don't know. Like his brother.
Ever remember who is older?
I think.
Is he?
I think. But and what was I going to say? I just lost my complete train of thought because I'm putting Clint Howard on the Heroes list for next year.
But yeah, that's funny because like that's kind of a recurring joke that we do with the band live, where we'll do, it's we'll say things like, rest in peace, Wallace. I'm just gonna say Wallace Shawn as examples. Like rest in peace, Wallace Shawn, and then we'll say, yeah, what a weird way to find out in the middle of a punk show. We'll always say somebody who's alive, like type of thing.
Wait, can you now please this summer at one of the shows? Can you throw out Wallace Shawn?
Yeah, we'll do Wallace Shawn. Maybe we'll
Okay,
do it.
yes.
We'll do it in Ohio this weekend. I'll totally throw it out.
I love it.
Which actually on that subject, my drummer just let me know what the venues are for Akron and Columbus.
Nice.
So if anybody is in Ohio and wants to come see us this weekend, it is this weekend. Friday we're playing the 5 o'clock lounge at in Cleveland. Saturday is going to be Buzzbin in Akron, and Sunday is going to be the Stoop in Columbus. So
Nice.
those are, and it's going to be all three of those are going to be usually about a 7 or 8 o'clock. Doors open, but music starts around that time. So
I like the name of the Stoop.
The Stoop,
the Stoop. We haven't played there before. Yeah, that's a venue we're not familiar with, so we're excited to see how that plays. We've played 5 o'clock lounge before. 5 o'clock lounge, so fun. It's a great it's kind of a divey bar, but they have like a really cool like stage area where they have DJs and punk bands and stuff like that, and super fun place to play.
I love a dive.
Me too.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I played in a band about 15 years ago, and we
Can
played
you
in Ohio.
please tell your really ridiculous band name? I think it's like very.
My band name was Cab Ride Home.
I just think it's.
I like that. That's cool.
But we actually played a couple shows in Ohio. If Sam, I don't know if you were familiar back in the day with what station was it called? It was Fuse or Liquid Metal or not? That's the current one. Liquid TV or something like that. Mistress Julia had a show. It was called Slave to the Metal, and we actually wound up like her touring manager liked us, and he was from Ohio because they were doing a tour around the country, and he's like, "Come play my home venue at where I am." So we wound up playing in Ohio, and Ohio was fun because the vibe there was real laid back.
We had a great we just played there last December, and we had a great time, and we're excited to go in the summer because like those kind of more Midwestern states, they get real cold in the wintertime, but we're excited to go in May where like I've been looking up the weather, like it's just gonna be comfortable, like like low 70s, high 60s, like that's what I love, so it's just like great.
Yeah, we don't get that in Nebraska. We go from freezing to it's 9:53 in our time right now, and it's still 80 degrees outside.
I
don't know why anyone lives there.
Me neither.
Oh, I don't know. Risk of tornadoes. The weather is never nice. What's the
not a lot of tornadoes. The Stoop is looking kind of. My brother, my sister, and my brother's wife all lived in Columbus, Ohio for like 3 years. I'm like looking at pictures of the Stoop right now. I'm like, was I told about this place?
Have you heard legends? Have you heard legends of it?
Yeah, it's like my sister had a bunch of friends that were they were kind of in the music scene when she lived there. So I'm like, possible. This seems like I need to like send a text just out of curiosity. But
like y'all know the Stoop. I like it.
Stoop Kid, God.
Yeah, that 100%. I think you all have to make a Stoop Kid reference.
Stoop Kid's gonna leave his Stoop. Yes.
I feel like anyone who ever plays there, if you don't like, what's even the point? What's even the point?
Hey Arnold was my shit growing up. I actually recently rewatched that whole show and watched the Jungle movie for the first time. That was like the new finale that they made like a couple years ago. So good, like so good. Really like good. That show completely holds up, and the Jungle movie was actually really good. Like I was like, wow.
I love Hey Arnold. That was quality.
That show holds up. Like even watching it as an adult, this is like a good show. Like I pick up things I didn't pick up on as a
the musical score too. That jazz score is just insane.
No, it's really good.
And like the episode with.
I feel like they weren't really making a lot of kids shows about like inner city kids at that time. Like it was a lot of kids living in the suburbs. It's like, hey, let's make a show about kids who kind of live in the hood. It's like that was actually kind of cool. Like I thought,
And the episode about Mr. Wynn's daughter.
Yeah.
Can't think about
Oh,
that
yeah.
without
That was
crying.
like the Christmas episode. Yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
It's good shit, dude. It's good
And
shit.
I really want to go watch. Is that on Paramount Plus?
It is, yeah. They have all.
Yeah,
the
I want to
news.
go rewatch some Harold.
Yeah. I might be due for a rewatch actually, but for another
This
one,
is
I mean,
becoming a Hey Arnold program, I think, tonight.
yeah. Oh yeah.
This is the way
We're
things happen.
rebranding.
Way to bring it full circle, AJ, with that program. The program.
Yes, the program.
I saw Wallace Shawn
Look at
die.
me,
Wallace
here,
Shawn is
I'm
dead.
It's 2 minutes for roping. I like that. You're a jabroni.